Good morning, everybody who is enthusiastic, the 20 of you who are enthusiastic to be here. Thank you for being here on time. I hope you picked your coffee, and there were some nice tea cakes. I was tempted to eat them, much against the approval of my physician, but I did have a piece of cake. It's good. So first of all, let me tell you, if you turn behind, Vikas ji is there. He's right there. Vikas, wave at them. Vikas has helped us in putting this together. A little applause for his team. Will be a big help. He's worked very hard in helping us to put this, all little things. And a finicky person like me who wants smaller things to happen. So if you notice, we've played with colors and tried and used a lot of different colors everywhere. The idea is to make you feel good. There's generally a feeling, if you feel good, it's sustainable. And I teach sustainability. Hopefully Niyat will hire me to teach sustainability in his university. And I'll produce some of the finest leaders that this country needs for sustainability sooner than later. So ladies and gentlemen, first is prayers. And this time's prayers, I was talking to my colleague Imtiaz. Imtiaz is a very dear colleague, been with me for 22 years. I've seen him grow from a 55 kilo to 100 kg man. And now suddenly he's got to jog because his physician has told him, you're overeating sweets, you're overeating mutton and chicken, so please jog. So he's got to stop everything and he has to go for a compulsory jog every day. And I'm so happy because when I told him, he didn't listen to me. Okay, on the camera is behind is Rangnath. On this camera is Lalit and Ramesh. Lalit is single, but he has a girlfriend. He doesn't want one. Then there is Alok, Mohit, Sandesh, and Asif, And I am there, and anybody else I'm missing? No, okay, all are there, I've mentioned. Let's start. I was telling him, kya karenge start mein, what should we do? So sometimes traditions play a very important role in our lives. And those traditions influence us so strongly. So this is something which I'm presenting to you, a prayer which is traditional, very traditional. You just soak into it. You've done it in, many years back you did it. Do it even now. My mother was so motivated with it that she called her granddaughter by that name. And I'm so blessed that my niece's name is so. So let's start with that prayer. Yeah? Did it set the tone for you? Yeah, what happened? Is there anything unusual you noticed in this video? Anything that struck you? That is pointed, dot on, bang on, you would say? Anything? Anybody? Come on. Yeah, say it. Would you say childhood or?
Innocence.
Innocence? Something more? We, I. You can't be we born, I born. Something more basic. Come on, it has to come. I've got brilliant HR leaders. Right? Something more?
Sense of helping each other.
Okay, something more basic?
Also showcases the
Unity in diversity. Something more basic? Very basic. All children were only smiling. Yeah, they were only smiling faces of children. So when I was telling Imtiaz that only choose smiling faces, the expression he gave me was, I said, why are you doing that? I just want smiling faces in this video. I don't want any temple. I don't want anything else. I only want children to smile. Now comes the nostalgia part of relating this to your childhood. The child inside me, the child inside you. The child is the father of the man, the very famous quote. And the very basic genesis of our existence. The very basic genesis of our existence. The child inside you has to be so strong. Even if you're 75, people should say, wow, love to see the child inside you. That keeps you going. And when it keeps you going, it keeps you moving. And that's perhaps what I do, I practice. Now, a lot of corporates where I teach leadership, where I teach innovation, or I teach sustainability, I tell them, are you awakened with a belief? I can, I will, I shall. Or you're not awakened with that belief. Pollution I don't know, one of the TV anchors was shouting the day before yesterday on pollution, and so loudly, it looked like such a big drama that he created because he supports only one popular party, and such a big drama he created. I felt like vomiting, and I felt like puking, and I said, let me shift the channel before I actually do it. Because it was so horrible. I don't know, something was happening to my body when I heard it, to my mind, and the transgression of what we do, how we do it, and how we transform is very important. Okay, from prayers for our soul to prayers for our motherland, with the hope that the Lady Chief Minister will do something about the pollution, with the Father and the Son, Holy Spirit, Amen. And that the next year when I come, there will be lesser pollution in this state. Okay, I won't talk about it. So there will be lesser pollution, and there will be more energy, and more people will be able to see the roads clearly and come on time. Let's stand up for the national anthem, ladies and gentlemen. Please stand up for the national anthem. Wow, feels good? Yeah, singing the national anthem is always a great feeling. I'm glad we did it. Okay, the Almighty, the universe that grants us our prayers, the Mother India, whose we are all Dharti Putra and Putris of Mother India, let's meet an iconic figure, going back to our childhood. Virat Kohli. I want to tell you what I did with Virat recently. We were talking, my friend Piyush Pandey passed away, as you know. He's in heaven, I love him. And it's all a tribute to my friend Piyush, who I love so dearly, from whom I learned. I wish he was here, I wish I could fight with him like a child, which I always did. But those were the moments, and those were the days that you lived to recon for. Ladies and gentlemen, when we had to create a background to this story, I knew one thing, that I did not want to do what I'm doing today. I wanted to be a cricketer, but there was no money. Then I wanted to be a football player. I can't show you my calves, but I have great calves, that of a football player. I do beach volleyball. I play football on the beach because I live by the Arabian Sea. My house touches the Jew beach, thanks to McKinsey that overpaid me and made me and exploited me to do reports. I could buy a house 34 years ago. And then one fine day I got fed up of my boss, and I told him, keep the job in your pocket, I'm leaving. I left Singapore, came back to Mumbai. But I had the wealth to buy a house, and I didn't need anything more. To what is very essential for our evolution. And when I set the storyline, I was very clear. I had to give a message which was my life's message. And the message was that we all have the right to play. Right? Put a smile. I love smiles. I love applauses. If you have any kind of illness, there are all kinds of teas. But for now, if you smile, I'll play the video. Virat Kohli, please. How many are wearing a smile watching it? You put on your smiles. Okay, great. Okay, what is it so distinct about this video that caught your attention? What is it so distinct? Come on. The innocence. Yeah. Is it just the innocence?
Not just the innocence. I think it's a larger message that we all need to we all need to be humble enough to understand that kids will remain kids. We need to stop expecting them to behave like adults.
Right.
I think that's where the problem starts.
Yeah, that's where and the problem with adults is we don't allow them to grow. See, I knew it. There's a but then you don't want to do anything about it, Come on. Yeah, he wrote to Virat.
I think majority of us would have rejected it. He might not revert.
Imagine when I was in IIM Ahmedabad, if there was social media, what I would have done. I'm asking myself. Because I had to struggle, And the struggle was not, my teacher is, from IIM Ahmedabad, Indira has got cancer. Pray for her. I love her too much. And she's 85 and she's got cancer and she's fighting it. She's the ex-dean of IIM Ahmedabad. Whenever you get a time, please pray for her because she's very important for me. So I used to tell her, ma'am, dekhiye, aapke upar ek film bana raha hu. And with the love that she had for me, she continues to have for me. She's very touched with what she thinks women empowerment is all about. So today, it's more about the evolution of my own thought And with that evolution, if I can set an example, it'll be so brilliant to do that. It'll be so goddamn brilliant to do that. Okay, one more comment, anyone? Shout. Yes, sir.
I think let children be children. That's important.
Right.
What we feel is they should be controlled by us, considering what we have learned and what we have experienced. We impose on them that you behave like what I want you to be.
Right.
That should not happen.
Right.
Right. Another thing is, I think most of us would have experienced in our childhood.
Right.
वो सब लोग टीचर भी ये बोलते थे, पढ़ोगे लिखोगे तो बनोगे नवाब, खेलोगे कूदोगे तो होगे बड़ा. Which is not the truth.
Which is not the truth.
Which is not the truth.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. I couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. Yes, ma'am. Please. None of you are telling your names here. Why is everything considered of this? There should be others also. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so as a parent and also as a society, we limit the children's, not only the children's, but the ability of the children to grow.
Yeah, I couldn't
And
agree more.
yeah, so that's why we should, grow ourselves first to let the children grow and explore themselves.
I don't know. I have grandchildren and I love to play with them. So the grandchildren with my 24 dogs, because I'm a dog parent, we could create any kind of ruckus on this earth. Any kind of ruckus on this earth, and we have snakes at the farm. And we toddle around so much that I get scared whether the grandchildren or the dogs will be bitten by snakes, but touch wood, so far nothing like that has happened. Because there's Bholenath there is Shivling there is all kinds of gods we have put in, only with one belief that हम कुछ गलती करेंगे तो भगवान सुधार देंगे. He'll support us. So I teach my grandchildren, आपको हाथ जोड़ के मेरे साथ बोलना है, भगवान जी कुछ गलती हो जाए तो आप देख लेना. And they repeat after me and I feel so goddamn good about it. And I keep repeating all the mistakes till I'm scolded at. I just love it. So the point is, getting that evolution in my genes, in my blood cells, so that I could transform. Now here's, I'm taking you to Tamil Nadu. Very typical of Tamil Nadu, and my friend Dr. J. Lalita, she's in heaven. All the Tamil I know is because of her and Kamala Hassan. There was a story of a brand that was doing something wrong, very wrong. And then they decided to correct it. Water, the most precious. Please, Delhi, itna jaake karna, pani mat waste karna. 2032 mein, there'll be no water in the world. India में थोड़ा बहुत रहेगा. Reverse osmosis के लिए तेल नहीं है. तो please पानी को बचाओ. कोई गेस्ट आए तो आधा ग्लास पानी दो. पानी को वेस्ट मत करो. घर पे ग्रीन्स ग्रो करो. तो शायद मेरा पर्पस अचीव होगा आज के प्रोग्राम में. बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. कृपा करके जितना पानी बचा सको बचाओ. और अपने अगल बगल में माता रानी चीफ मिनिस्टर को बोलो कि बहुत प्लांट्स देगी लगाने के लिए. बहुत सारे प्लांट्स लगाओ, क्योंकि जब तक प्लांट्स नहीं लगेंगे तब तक एनवायरनमेंट नहीं सुधरेगा. तो ये ब्रांड को ट्रिब्यूट है, हार्ड वर्कर है इसका नाम. कुछ ऐसी महिलाएं हैं जो इतनी मेहनत करती, जब उनके मेहनत पे पानी फिर जाता है तो क्या करती हैं आपको शुरुआत में ही पता चलेगा. प्लीज, आई होप यू एंजॉय. 1 मिनट खाइए, आई एम श्योर यू विल एंजॉय इट. इट्स अ सीमेंट ब्रांड. I don't know, we had to use humor in this. We had to show the power of femininity, the importance of saving water, and I thought the storyline was apt. How many of you loved it? Oh, मेरा पैसा वसूल रहे आज. Total वसूल मेरा पैसा. क्योंकि खाली 1500 रुपया मिला था स्क्रिप्ट लिखने का. Yeah, but ma'am, it's been in existence for 6 months. I'm coming to Delhi after 1 year. I keep doing these things, little things, because these are all friends and they wanted something different, and I have this creative, mind to think, and I'm blessed. I can read a book once and remember it by heart. The Competitive Advantages of Nation, which is 1042 pages, Michael E. Porter, I know it by heart. So there were all kinds of presentation contests in IIM which I won. That's why I could pay my fees. My parents had no money. And half the fees my teacher paid, Indira paid, and late Professor Y.K. Bhushan. So very humble background. So my body, my mind, my soul is... Surendra ji is here. Surendra ji, I love you. Itne varshon ke baad, I love you. I went and I gave Mahal. Please applaud for him. I'm so blessed. He and I go 34 years back. He is a veteran in HR. You should exchange notes with him. 34 years back. And when I once went to him and said, "Kya karu yaar, World HR Day ka Silver Jubilee karna hai." तो first thing he said, "Chinta mat kar." That's what he told me, and it remained with me. I love him. So my next one is Apu. Apu is a beautiful character. Apu is present in your locality. Apu did something to teach his grandparents, his parents, and the neighbors a lesson. And I'm so glad he actually did it. So please meet Apu. I love Apu, and I'm sure you'll love him after this. Right? Let's watch Apu. So here's a key message that we need to recycle. जी नहीं है सर, मकसद एकदम सिंपल. थैंक यू सर. मैंने मेरे बच्चों से कहा था, आसिफ ने मेरे को बहुत प्रेशर डाला कि आपको टाइम पे शुरू करना है. फिर बोलता है 5 मिनट डिले कर. बोला अभी डिले नहीं करूंगा. और फिर मेरे को बोलता है कि इतने टाइम में हैंडल कर, क्योंकि जो हमारी कोई बहुत ही बड़ी पर्सनालिटी आ रही है कुछ अवार्ड देने के लिए, उन्होंने सिर्फ 1 घंटा दिया है मुझे. और मतलब वो पिछली बार जब प्रोग्राम किया था एम्बेसडर में, पता नहीं लोगों को मालूम था वो आ रही हैं, तो बाहर लाइन लगी थी. ये टाइम पता नहीं क्या होगा मुझे, क्योंकि वो इधर आएंगी, वो कुछ अवार्ड्स देंगी, चली जाएंगी. उनका एनडीटीवी में आज प्रेजेंटेशन है मुंबई में, तो शी इज ओनली कमिंग बिकॉज शी इज अ फ्रेंड एंड मेरे बच्चे जैसे हैं, तो दैट्स व्हाई शी इज कमिंग. सो हियर इज अ पॉइंट. इट्स वेरी सिंपल एक्चुअली. लाइक somebody told me here, you've seen it before. All these are created as a part of my sustainability endeavor. I'm very consciously, one of the things before I kick the bucket in this earth is I want people to tell me that he was a leader in sustainability and HR. And that's all that I want to hear about myself. So every person I meet, I have a habit of talking to anybody and everybody. So at the airport, I would talk to everyone who meets me, the security guard who would meet me, or here also I spoke to everybody. It didn't work, they didn't upgrade me at all. It was the same level of food. Yeah. So I thought, sweet talk could help me. Instead, the airline downgraded me, which was sad because their flight was cancelled, Air India. But here's a typical case of what we could do for recycling. And there's an Apu in every locality. Go back and create it. So Asif has distributed some cards to you. Can you give the triggers on the screen? There is triggers. This row has not got triggers, Asif. Yeah? There are triggers. There's a paper. There's a pencil. Please listen to my instructions, ladies and gentlemen. I would prefer you first discuss this amongst yourself. These triggers are not straitjacketed. When I meet people like you, I talk to people like you, I discuss with people like you, and I come to a conclusion about triggers, about what could trigger in HR. This is the preparation for the 34th edition of World HRD Congress, where I hope many of you will participate in the National Best Employer Brands, which is very iconic. My Prime Minister loves it because I sent him a report of which of these brands are very prominent. I would also request you to add anything that you want to add. And when you finish discussing, Asif and I will take those sheets of papers from you and we'll include them in the agenda for our next program. But your discussion is very paramount, it's very important that you discuss and you come to some kind of a conclusion on what could be evolutionary for HR. If you have any questions, I'm here. And if you don't have any questions, please start talking with each other. Introduce yourselves in the group. Okay, are you ready? Anybody is ready? Okay, tell us. Okay, whoever is ready, you can speak.
4 points for jealousy for him, right? Okay. Hi guys, good morning everyone. I'm sure you all are busy with discussion. Couple of points that we have closed on. While there have been lot of triggers which are mentioned in the small doc that was been provided, what we feel and internally we discussed is something which can be added is a point called lifelong curiosity, which should be there and which is going to be a trigger for future of HR. More from the perspective of what more can be done, what more can be coming in, and what else can also be done within the organization outside our HR domain. We've always spoken as we grow, right? That a person cannot be, what is it called? Jack of all, master of none, right? I think future generation or future industry need people who are jack of all, because we cannot concentrate ourselves within whatever we've been doing. We have to step out of our what I can say is uh, happy place or comfortable space and try experimenting a bit more. Um, while we talk about all these things, and we've been talking about HR being a business partner, being there, being as part of the board, or being one of those domains which should be consulted once, or being participative when any new projects or business things are coming in. I think as HRs we have to step up for that. Only industry talking about it doesn't matter at all, right? And what triggers it all is also that we have to come out of our own flexi domain of HR. Someone was saying that, there was, we used to have somebody called HR generalist profile. How many of you today have HR generalist profile in your organizations? What does the HR journalist do? Documentation, HRMS onboarding, that's it, right? So I think that domain has to break now. HR has to be HR journalist, doing everything, right from numbers to recruitment to being a business partner, knowing what AI is going to do, etc., 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 etc. I don't think, and this is my personal opinion, the way I always tell my team that don't run away, HRs run away from numbers. Please do not run away from numbers, क्योंकि number आपके पीछे आएगा, right? So I think budgeting, payroll, everything has to be known to each and every person in HR at this point in time, and that needs to be called out. I'm not sure if you want to add anything from this table.
Thank you, very well explained. So we also have two more points. First one we talked about is proactive collaboration between HR and pre-sales. We have people in the bid teams, in the pre-sale teams who come up, who say this is a location, this is the headcount which you want to hire. But in reality, recruiters know, talent partners know that the pool doesn't exist in that city. So there is a need that even before bidding up, even before keeping up a proposal in front of a customer, they should say what is the location, what is the pool readily available, and what we can achieve. So bridging the gap between aspiration of a customer and what can actually be achieved. And then there was another point which we discussed, which talked about governance and information flow down the line. So business taking decision in interest of the customer also impact not only the company but also employees of the company. And the people who are down under, who are sitting at a level of, I would say starters, job stage 1 to 5, if we have 10 job stages in an organization, going 1 to 10, they do not actually know that the decision that is coming up from the management, how would they impact their daily life? How would their work culture change? How would their work-life balance be impacted? So there needs to be a simplified message that should come down proactively from the management for each job stage. That's it.
Okay,
Thank you.
sounds good. We need those notes. As if we'll have to collect them. We will give us one sheet of paper which we could actually use. Yeah, please go and then pass on the mic.
See the governance point which my colleague has just told. If we see that we are in the era of the cyber security, okay, and there is a cyber security for the particular industry is also there, which talk about the cyber security in the automotive industry. Now, how those AS 158 or AS 159 is going to impact, and that is not going to impact only the vehicle security or the software or the database security, but the whole of the ecosystem of the organization and industry is going to change. So when I talk about the governance, it means that each and everyone in the organization needs to understand those laws also. So that is very important.
Okay, move on to the next one.
Okay, so my name is Hunar Khanna. I'm part of Axis Max Life Insurance and I lead HR for one of their distribution channels called Direct Salesforce. First of all, thank you Bhatia sir for having me here and giving this opportunity. So we as a group, we discussed on the first topic, which is human-centric leadership in digital era. I think this is the need of the hour because I think world is changing at a very fast pace. Gone are those times when world used to change once in 5-7 years. Now, especially after COVID and digital era, it is changing almost every 5-6 months and new skills are coming in. And that is why this is very important for leaders to be human-centric. And what we talked about as a group was that leaders has to be adaptable and also be aware about their teams and their needs. And also how can they adopt to new technologies which are coming in. Second, we talked about how empathy plays a very important role whenever leaders are managing their team members. Empathy basically means getting into the shoes of their team members, realizing their needs and how to manage crisis. Because as I said, the world is changing. We are operating in a hybrid mode. Our teams are working remotely. We are also leveraging a hybrid setup, as in, we have teams who are operating from various remote offices as well. So that is why empathy becomes all the way more important on how to manage your teams effectively. Third thing which we talked about is how communication is very important, and managing effective communication, communicating with your teams, understanding their problems, their needs becomes all the more important. So these are 3 points which we talked about on human-centric leadership in digital era, which is very important. I would now leave this to my team to add on to any point.
Thanks, Sudha. So I think one important thing that we all are hearing is all about AI, how it will replace the HR portion, right? But I think what we, as a group, we feel that HR is not going to be replaced for sure. It's just that it will become enabler. AI will become enabler. And that's also we are hearing, in quite small forums as well. Now, what is happening is that the way AI is taken, right, in HR roles, right, is not properly understood, okay? What we also feel is that AI or rather the HR role would become more strengthened, right, when you use the AI. So we referred the example of 1990s, when the computer came in India, right? So when we started that, there also people had this apprehension that our jobs will be lost. But that did not happen. Similarly, for the HR also, it's very important to understand that in how we can use AI as an enabler, right, not as a threat. So that's how we suggested.
Well-being in the world of hybrid living. What a relevant topic. Very cliched, but especially since COVID. But we are a mixed group of consulting, hospitality, and IT. So we've looked at some points, pros and cons with reference to the topic. So before we talk about it, so industry surveys all across in the last few years have revealed that because of hybrid working, 91% companies, and I'm talking about Indian companies or corporates, report overall well-being, 80% mental well-being, and around 70% physical well-being. Now, coming to the pros, most importantly, well-being in the world of hybrid working, we're talking about more time for healthy habits, which is something that we all ignore, right? So healthy habits go beyond exercise into sleeping and time for your passion, which could be cooking or whatever it is. Financial well-being. Third, more connected with family. It's very important. Increased productivity, social well-being and mental wellness, lower overhead costs. This is I'm talking about the employers, the companies, and a wider talent pool. With hybrid working coming up, more and more companies, especially marketing, IT, healthcare, have open access to hire people virtually. Cons include distraction. I personally believe that despite going to the office 5 days a week, going out to Noida, but if I'm working from home, sometimes I feel distracted. Collaboration and inclusion. This is one of the greatest disadvantage. When you work hybrid, mostly there's a loss of inclusion, and that's human behavior. We can't help it. Managing cross-functional teams, it becomes very difficult. We may have great communication tools, but when you, especially if you're a people leader or a project leader, and you're leading virtual teams, managing virtual teams, it becomes very difficult. Thank you. If anybody would like to add from the team.
Good morning, everyone. This is Tabriz Khan, Head of HR for MD Informatics. एक गालिब के शेर से शुरू करते हैं. बाजी चाहे अतफाल है दुनिया मेरे आगे, बाजी चाहे अतफाल है दुनिया मेरे आगे, होता है शब रोज तमाशा मेरे आगे. As an HR person, I feel whatever is happening today, whatever has happened in the past 2 decades, we in HR have seen it all. Things have come and things have gone, and we are still here, and we will still be there. So at the end of it, what we felt as a group, we wanted to share. Technology, of course, makes work more efficient. So a rational and optimal adaptation of AI will be the future of HR. But along with the gig workforce and the skill-based workforce, which is the change that we are seeing now, we will have a much more efficient and productive workforce using a good combination of human skills and AI. That's what I think, in a nutshell, future of HR should be. Another aspect is transparency, governance and compliance, which if you, of course all of you are following the 4 labor codes that have been launched now, that we need to work towards adapting. This is an indication of where we are going. So if not the next couple of years, I think in the next decade, there will be a lot more transparency required, whether it is any industry vertical. Today there are a lot of verticals which have a big grey, so to say. But from the way I see technology moving, even in those areas, using technology, we'll have a lot more compliance and governance. And I think in these 2 areas, I see the maximum impact happening as in the future of HR. Rest over to the group.
Hi everyone, good morning. I'm not an HR person but I'm the compliance head for Coforge Limited. And I just wanted to give my perspective of how I look at HR in the organization. Maybe you will get a different perspective because I'm not from HR. So when I see them creating retention policies, when I see them creating plans around lower attrition, we have the lowest attrition in the market in the IT industry. So I see a lot of scope of AI into the systems of HR, because the study of behavior patterns of employees, how do they feel when they decide upon moving outside the organization, and how we can retain them, how do we update to the board about it. So all these things are very interesting to know and interesting to see from an HR head lens, and it becomes really very important for all of you guys to introduce new technological reasonings and new technological maybe propositions to the organization, where you can retain your best of the best employees and lead the market. So this is one area which I think where AI can work wonders.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I hope you got a chance to grab a cup of tea or coffee. Can I ask you to give a round of applause for my team? Yes. So we have Mahal bhai, we have Sandeep, we have Amy, we have Surbhi, we have Tabriz bhai, and we have Barkha from Coforge. And I am Deepan Mukherjee, and I lead the learning and development for Horiba India. We are a Japanese MNC. And one of the things, since I am from L&D background, which really strike me in the trigger point is the hyper-personalized employee experience with regards to learning in the organization that we have. So we recently launched in a learning management system for a scattered audience, primarily for the sales and after-sales team. And the feature that really struck me, because of which we chose to go with that platform, is the real-time change in the language. So not everybody is very much proficient with US or UK English. So whenever a module is ongoing, people can just click on it, just like Netflix, and choose and take an option of converting the same in Indian English, in Marathi, in Tamil, in Telugu, and we are working on translating the modules in several vernacular also. So that is what hyper-personalized is what. So that I'm not pushing something, but I'm making it so easy that I'm not giving them an excuse to not to undergo something. So that is how AI is helping me in my organization. Over to everyone else.
Yeah. Good morning to all of you. I'm Himanshu Agrawal. I'm a CHRO in Home Logistics. So just 2-3 points I would like to make more clarification, that the last point is the compilation of all the points that making HR a priority. So I should think that that point will become a priority for any of the organization, and now it will become the priority that HR, there should be a word now, HRBP, that is the HR business partner. Many times we see a traditional HR, those who understand the HR but they do not understand the business. Why the technical interviews will be taken care by the technical team only? If we need to hire a CA, the CFO will take the interview. Why HR should take an interview somewhat in finance to understand the basic round of things. So HR should understand the business. That is the most important, and then only HR may become the priority of the company. Generally, a sales become the priority of the company because sales understand the business a lot rather than the other departments. That's why the sales the priority. If HR want to be a priority, HR should understand the business. The AI, many of my colleagues says a right thing that AI cannot replace the jobs. AI is a co-pilot in my opinion. AI is not an autopilot. So pilot needs a co-pilot. So AI always behaves as a co-pilot. It cannot replace the pilot. And in our kind of industry, as we are into a logistics, so skill-based trainings we are till now missing in our country. The government focus a lot on technical departments, ITI, Polytechnic, but those are still do not having those kind of skill set what industry really require in industry. Train those kind of people as per the industry setup. But in non-technical like sales also, if you want the sales, India में course है BBA sales या MBA sales में, but the people those who are not much literate into a sales, the people those who are not much literate into a finance, so some capsule courses should be started for skilling to grow those kind of people for non-technical also. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. So guys, my name is Indira. I am from Oracle. I am a Senior Director, Global Product Strategist for HCM. I think first of all, thank you to this, I would say that HR North India Leadership Award 2020 connected by this forum. I just wanted to highlight few aspects. I think my friend Deepak stated that hyper-personalized and all. I think the important aspect what everybody should actually look for is, like first of all, HR would remain there, like as the base stated. What we discussed over here is skill-based. So skilling is one area wherein I think we need to just focus more on. And on what basis? Earlier we were only looking at degrees. We were just thinking that, okay, if you are a management graduate, you are eligible for this. But now I think the time is changing, wherein if we don't have skill, we will have no kind of alignment to any kind of role. I think our friends stated, I would say, Vishwadeep, Charanjit, Chirag, and Prerna. We were talking about this, like students have no patience, and what we see, there is a lack of will. So once they have will, they will have skill. So I think most of them are lacking will, and which is actually the major problem for Gen Z. And at the same time, from HR perspective, it is very important for us to just deal with that kind of situation. If we can deal with those aspects, I think we can win the world. And HR role is changing drastically. AI is helping. AI agents are helping. Languages, no bar. I would say there is no barrier in the language. We may talk in Tamil, we may talk in Karnataka language, or we may talk in Punjabi, Hindi, English, anything. Agent will help you to empower you to take decision quickly with the data, and data-driven decision will help you. But skill with the will is very important, and wherein HR has to step up. But at the same time, we all need to look at like how can we make the best use of AI so that we can create that kind of will in students' mind or Gen Z mind, so that we can make the best use of them and align to the role what we wanted them to just work on, and then we can deliver value to them. And I would like to just ask my team if they have any more point to be made, please.
So I have just one point to add, that people are lacking in EI right now, majorly. And also recruiters are now less hiring from campus because of this, because yes, it's all feedbacks which we got from our managers, from our leaders, that yes, they guys are lacking in EI, the will issue, the attitude issue, the comfort zone, which everyone likes when it comes to the new generation. They don't want to struggle. They want a comfortable life, which yes, in initial years it's tough, because of course they have to struggle to become to have a leadership position. but definitely the numbers are decreasing, and it can be a threat to the campus and the universities if they don't consider EI as their major subject, and then the numbers can be drastically decreasing.
Yeah, good morning. I am Dr. Krishnan Chaitanya Jha from India Infrastructure Finance Company Limited. Everything evolves through HR. We have moved from personal management to capital management, then to cohort management. And this cohort management brings three facets. One is multi-generational, and second one is AI, and third one, the robot, HR managing the robot. So I'll take it like that. Our team discussed it in everybody is speaking about the EI. But the things have moved from EI to social quotient and cultural quotient. There is a lack of thought synergy in ourselves. In the multi-generation, when Gen Z brings the innovation and innovative idea where they are in, and other generation brings the wisdom. So I come from a finance company. Like in the finance, we leverage debt and equity. We need to leverage the wisdom and the innovation by the way of synergizing our thought, not only synergizing the functions. So that is the take from our team, and anybody who wants to add on, please.
Good morning, this is Asim Tripathi, and just to build on whatever has been said and just to add on what Mr. Sabrej has said, Sabrej sir ने एक शेर सुनाया था, मैं कविता सुनाता हूँ, इरशाद बोलिएगा। तो अभी AI की आंधी चल रही है, बदलाव की आंधी चल रही है, new normal everybody is talking about, and there's a lot of changes, not only AI, but the world is engulfed with a lot of changes. तो एक आंधी सी चल रही है, तो बदलाव की इस आंधी में बड़ी मुश्किल है खड़े रहना, बने रहना। बदलाव की इस आंधी में बड़ी मुश्किल है खड़े रहना, बने रहना। जमा के पैर मजबूती से जमीन पर आंधी को थम जाने दो। तो आंधी चल रही है, इसमें तीन तरह के लोग हैं, people who are overwhelmed, people who are observant, and people who are aligned. So we need to be aligned, we need to reinvent ourselves, we need to see AI will not change a people, but definitely people who are using AI, they will definitely replace people who are not. So how fast we can reinvent ourselves in this new normal, that's the question we all need to ask, and all the human skills we all have been craving for, empathy, self-realization, and team understanding others' point of view, people skills, all these are becoming more important, and they are now being called meta skills. We need to identify, redefine what are our core skills which is important in this new normal, and of course skilling, reskilling, all those things are more relevant as ever. So those are my initial thoughts. Thank you.
Good morning, I am Pramod from TCI, we are in logistics. A lot of people have spoken about the HR. I think the pyramid has shifted from personal manager to the CHROs. It is not cost center, it's become with a boardroom agenda. Things are happening. I'm a hardcore line function guy and by default in the HR for the last 7 years. My only submission is that when you are talking about the alignment with the businesses, please teach business leaders the HR managers roles also. Because they are the people who are really dealing with the people. And triggers are different from the industry to industry, organization to organizations. There must be intentions how we address them and how we implement them also. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful time.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Gunindra. Part of Winnable Consultancy Services. We are an HR and marketing consultancy. One point that came into my mind was that I was reading an article yesterday that the Microsoft CEO said that we are probably the last generation with a stable career. What's going to happen thereafter is that AI is going to disrupt so much that the skill sets are going to change every few years. So, what's most important, and two gentlemen said it over there, is about skill building. Organizations of the future are those where not just HR, the CEO, and all the top management realize that you have to invest in your own people. Because retaining talent is much, much easier than finding talent. So, upskilling, and not just upskilling doesn't mean just put it on a portal and somebody's going to go through the file and then, stop it, button daba diya, ho gaya mera. That's not it. They really have to invest in their employees to really, because if I want to join an organization, I'm a marketing guy. I want to see 5 साल बाद मैं relevant भी रहूँगा कि नहीं, 3 साल बाद relevant भी रहूँगा कि नहीं. So is this organization going to invest in me? So it's important for the organization also to tell outside that we are going to invest in you. Come to us. So I think that's a very critical point.
Hi, my name is Deepti Agarwal and I represent Staff Strategies. We are a consulting house. So one point we want to add that, how does HR takes the front seat in business scaling up and growth exercise? Does this happen now? Does HR really takes the front seat in 2x, 3x organizational growth exercise? So this is something which should be, one of the prior points. I am to be practicing this, but this is really a transformation exercise. In a traditional way of HR, how can we think of building a high growth organization? Not just building the team, but building everything. We talked about skill sets, we talked about hirings, we talked about EQ, IQ, AI, everything. But I think the first important thing is how can that organization be growth ready? 2x, 3x growth. Can HR take the front seat? Right? And then when HR takes the front seat, a lot of things HR can do. For example, the first thing when we are talking of generation, today's generation, engaging them, talking of performance with these people, they don't wait for 1 year performance appraisals. They believe in continuous performance appraisals, continuous appreciations. Then how can HR make psychological safety a lived reality, not just a buzzword? I mean, that's important, that, every employee, even ourselves, anybody, our CEO to even an executive, they should all have a psychological safety with the company, which has then many, many, many aspects. And then, if such things happens, organization is actually ready to scale and grow, any type of organization. I think this is one point I want to add in the priority list. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Neetu Jha, and I'm representing my team of Anurag, Neetu, Pooja, Manoj, Tanvi, Deepti, and Sonal. What we feel is that AI, of course, is coming over, and we all have discussed the pros of AI. What I feel as an HR professional, and that the temptation to use AI is high, but the quality of adoption has to be taken care of. By adoption, I mean the natural curiosity and natural intelligence to undergo things. And we as HR professionals, when we are driving things, our systems have to speak to each other, not just in silos. So HR has one system, marketing has one system, production has one system, or like that. So the systems have to be taken care of, and the responsibility lies on the shoulders of HR, wherein we need to ensure that our employees, our teams use AI responsibly. Thank you.
So I'm not an HR person, but I'm a senior practitioner with European Mentoring and Coaching Council and advanced coach with the International Coaching Federation. I've been an ex-CMO earlier. Today when I go as a visiting faculty with some of the top IIMs, etc., and I hold programs on leadership and emotional intelligence, having been credentialed on Bogan and on EQI 2.0 and EQ 360. A lot of times I see that when I do full-time programs, I find students using ChatGPT in answering HBR case studies or HBS case studies. I find that the challenge for HR in the coming time will be to see who is really very natural in their thought process, who's really not dependent on ChatGPT for thinking processes. Because trust me, when I look at assignments, sometimes 20 out of 40 students have just copied ChatGPT and answered it. So I think, to get genuine people in your organizations, you may want to still look at that human-to-human interaction to figure out who's really very clear in thought, good in self-awareness, and who can come out with naturally very intelligent solutions to complex problems. And that, I think, will make sure that you have really solid leadership staff at the top, at the middle, and also at the young level, so that you have a good succession pipeline to come. So I feel, coming from a business background, I think that's very important, and that will be my expectation if I ever were to look at HR community, because because they are the guys who know people better to be dealing with. So I think that's what in coming times with AI being adopted more and more, I think that will be very good.
Currently, I am working with NTF India Private Limited as a group HR chief. Earlier, I was in some other company where I kept the position of president, group HR, and CEO. Anyway, I have heard many people over here that they have actually made a significant contribution as far as the role of HR is concerned. But how can we make HR a priority? This is what I would like to share some of my thoughts. Actually, as far as HR role is concerned, many people have already shared that people normally think that they are concerned with the compliance management and acting as a custodian of policies and all that. I think we need to think beyond that as a HR manager. Because ultimately we need to create a workplace where the people feel valued and respected. We need to make our organization future ready. We need to make our organization competitive. And we need to focus more on the capability building of our workforce. If our people are not capable enough to deliver and meet the expectations of the management, I don't think that we are really going to do the justice with the organization as a HR manager. So we need to focus on these areas. First of all, whenever we have to execute all these things, then definitely we need to connect with people. If we are not having the ability to connect and getting along with the team members, I don't think that you are going to win the confidence and trust of the people around. So we'll have to have an ability to connect with people so that we can read their pulse and understand their grievances or issues and challenges so that we can proactively address them rather than they become an emergency and later we have to regret before the management. So please connect with the people and also develop an ability to inspire them. Share some inspiring stories with the people in a group so that they can feel inspired. If you as a true leader of HR, if you can't inspire people, then I don't think that you can attract them towards yourself and you can become the center of attraction for the people around. And we need to touch the core of humanity. If we can do this, then people around us can do anything and everything for us. But most of the time what happens that as a HR leader, we are not able to transfer the skill to the people down the line or to the business leaders that how to behave with them. Sometimes people behave so arrogantly, they think that I am the top boss and I am the top of the world. Whatever I want to do, I can do it. Whatever may be the consequences. So we need to display warmth and humility towards the people. Because warmth and humility facilitate communication. Communication builds trust. And trust is the basic building block of true and positive relationship. If we can't build trust, then people around you will not be giving their best to the organization. So we need to develop the trust. And as far as the arrogance is concerned, many people behave so arrogantly because they are the big boss. The arrogance actually kills the cognitive potential of the people. Whatever they know, they don't want to contribute to the organization because the people sitting above them are behaving so arrogantly and they don't appreciate the kind of suggestions or ideas coming forward rather than they criticize. So this is how things happen. So as HR, if we want to make HR a priority, we will have to take care of all these things. But as far as AI is concerned, many people have already spoken a lot about it. Definitely AI, we have to use it because it can be an enabler to adapt to the new way forward like digital era and all that. It can be quite helpful to us. But ultimately we will have to develop our own capability.
So I've heard all the HR perspective and I just want to give a different perspective because I'm from the coaching and training and mentoring side. So I hear a lot of pain points, more empathy, more emotional intelligence and psychological safety. And what comes up for me is that leadership and culture is set by the leaders and psychological safety is also created by the leaders. So I would like just a suggestion and my thoughts is that HR actually can take the support and outsource to facilitators and leadership coaches who will bring all these things into the leader, because that's what coaching and mentoring is all about. It's about a shift in your thinking, in your mindset, and it brings about a transformation. All this thing about arrogance and, this kind of leadership is not going to work anymore. The leadership needs to be transformed. And for that, you need help of professionals who shift the mindset. So this is my take from whatever I have heard. Do outsource and get the support of professional mentors and coaches. Thank you.
Chalo, thank you. All right, we'll continue this. As was rightly said, I must get going. Alok and Asif, I'll need your help to do the quick ones. If you all turn around, we have a few quick logos to indulge into. So let me invite Nihit, please come on stage. He is Dr. Nihit Jaiswal from the Indira University. This morning program is supported by him. So if you don't applaud for him, I don't get my salary. Joining Nihit is a wonderful veteran in HR and my younger brother and my friend. I wish I could spend hours just chatting away. I went for his son's wedding to Bhubaneswar, had a ball of a time, and being a typical Bombaiya, first thing when I landed into that hotel was I ate Golgappe and Pani Puri. Cannot forget that. Please welcome Dr. Saugata Mitra, the veteran in HR, and the only few HR leaders who could reach the role of a chairman and managing director. And of course, the most beautiful person on this earth I know. Beauty with brains, beauty with the ability to convince people, beauty to tell you that the world is so beautiful. If you don't have beautiful eyes, it is your problem. Cultivate them. I met her 20 years back at Mumbai, where I had the first honor, much like Narayan Murthy, to present her the first award ever that she had received. You can imagine when you do this for the first time, how beautiful it is to make people remember. Of course, Mr. Murthy is very old. Pradeep Kar Murthy had won the award in the year 1994. I was very young at that time. I joined the Tata Group when I was 27 years of age. The history is beautiful because it teaches you so many things. Yesterday when I was coming, I read Akbar Road, and the Akbar Road reminded me of everything great and not so great that Emperor Akbar had done. But here is a beautiful person who only does great things in life. Please welcome Dr. Jay Madan. Okay, you all will have to be really quick in saying a few words because we also want our guests to speak. So first to you, then to you, and then to Madan.
So very good morning everyone, and thanks to Dr. Bhatia sir for hosting this event for us, and I welcome all of you. You have come early morning today and then we started on time. Just to give you 1 minute glimpse about Indira University, we have a legacy in Pune from last 32 years. We got a university last 6 months back just to open our wings across India and international. So I look forward for your support to collaborate for industry collaboration activities. Thank you.
Yeah, good morning and welcome to this event, which is always a pleasure to be there, and I have been there for such a long time. So from the morning I was just trying to hear it's all AI, everywhere AI, and every 5-6 years some trend comes and it comes, it goes, right? So any conference today you go, it is AI. So it is okay, AI has come, it will also, human being has that nature of any technology which comes, they will adapt, adjust and move forward in life, right? There was once upon a time bullock cart, and then, people invented something for the comfort and speed. Comfort and speed are the two things that they invented for, and they moved ahead. So AI has come, you will move ahead. Nothing so, it's a fact, all because the conference also doesn't sell if you don't talk about the AI. Or you are a country bumpkin, you do not know anything, the latest trend that you are talking about. But the greatest thing, as HR professionals, I think with all this technology that is coming about, what is written there, wellness, with speed, comfort, but you find that, your sadness, your aggression, your competition, comparison, stress, they are also going at a high speed. So the question is, HR professionals now need to look at these aspects rather than, all these things are old now. The transactional things, that's okay, you have done it, enough. AI will come, people will adjust. How do you transform people? That is most important thing. What HR has done is they have left the subject to the spiritual leaders, that they will do it. Yes, ma'am. So, भाई इसमें नौकरी है, ये काम में आ जाओ. Imagine a joyful, happy organization. Everything will be successful. You don't have to put special effort for skills, special effort for technology, special effort for these and that. Right? So this is a new profession for HR. Transform people. Right? Now to you.
Good morning. I've got my ball and the hint. Yes, I was also listening to all the AI comments all of you sharp minds and leaders had to express, and this is the in thing. It's a cool thing. If you don't talk about it, that means you're outdated. So, इस बारे में बात तो करना पड़ेगा. But I always believe anything that is created by us cannot be ever greater and bigger than us. And my second opinion is that when I was very young, and this whole era of computers and Microsoft came into being, everybody's like, sabki naukri chali jayegi, everybody will have nothing to do, and we had more jobs. We evolved, and this is another, if we can manage this pollution, you're here breathing, drinking tea, we can get over everything and anything, trust me. Being in Delhi, managing our lungs well, breathing, smiling, if I can do that, then all of you can manage AI and do that. This is a little bubble that all of us will go through, but here we are, here to celebrate Dr. Bhatia. The lovely things he creates. AI can never have this bunch of sharp 150 people sitting in a room, talking, smiling, interacting, doing it with us. I always believe that things like that make us better version of ourselves. And if we are outdated, then either it's AI or computer, anything can replace you. Each day, each morning, this is what I do. If I don't evolve each day, if I haven't learned anything new, a new phrase, a new thing, a deeper thought, then for me, I don't write affirmations on that day. For me, that day, I've not lived. So I think evolving is the only thing that we can do, and we can only compete with ourselves. What was I doing last year? Was I feeling better? Was I growing better financially, emotionally, physically, morally? If I don't, then I'll fail, whether it's AI or something else. So evolving is the only thing we can do as a human being. And cockroaches do that better than us, and we better gear up. So thank you so much. Have a beautiful morning with the lovely man here.
Well, we would like to invite Narendra Vadvaji, CEO of Bajaj Energy. Narendra Vadvaji. Give him a big round of applause. And Mr. Chaman Jaggi, Vice President HR from Hindustan Urvarak and Rasayan Limited.
Sir, honored. Please start. That's it, lovely. Asif, lovely for this. Now you'll have to unleash this. You'll take a picture. Oh, how beautiful. Just unleash it and don't show it till I ask you to show it. We'll take up with the rappers, no? Chaliye, this is for my friend Tarita. Please, can you show it to the audience? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I will. Please send me that picture. I'm going to take this. I don't have too much time. We'll have to start with the ceremony.